All right, Dr. 16's with us. Here, let me
What's up?
can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Dr. 16, it's been far too long. How are you?
You blocked me. What you mean?
Well, I blocked
Hello.
you because you were blowing me up in my DMs, and then you made two new accounts just to get a hold of us. I hope things have been well.
No,
Really,
I didn't
really
make
quick.
two new accounts. I've been had these the same accounts that I had.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Skeptic the Great. We appreciate the 20. Excellent content. God bless you, sir. Anyway, I mean, I know that you want to debate again. We do have to keep it relatively concise. We don't want to go on for like an hour, but we're happy to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. No,
Welcome
I was
back.
just gonna like I said, well, I was just gonna go over what I was saying and see if we can agree to what I was saying as being true. That's all.
Sure. Okay, let's go ahead.
So like I said, you heard of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology?
MIT, yeah.
Yeah. Well, hold on. First of all, let's see if we can come to agreement of this. Can we agree that before the Arab invasion, that everybody in Africa and Egypt was black? It's in
I
the
don't
name,
know.
Arab invasion.
I don't know.
Well,
Everybody was
look up.
black.
That's the
In
caveat.
Everybody was
Egypt?
where though? Like
In,
on
in
which part of the
Egypt,
world?
in Egypt, everybody in
Egypt
Egypt
isn't
was black.
sub-Saharan Africa, so I don't believe they were just black. There was probably some sub-Saharan Africans. I don't know if they would be considered black though. They would be
No,
Coptic,
they
right?
was black. They was black. You could do the like I told you to look up Dexter Caffey.
Do you think they
He
were
was
Nubian?
you didn't look him up yet?
Do you think they were Nubian people, or like what population do you think they
There
were?
were they did DNA testing on the mummies of the pharaohs and everything, and they came back African. So,
Okay.
like I said,
Well, they
if you
are in
look up
Africa, right?
yeah, if you look up Dexter Caffrey, he is a direct descendant of King Ramsey.
We can look them up.
That's
But
why
really quick, when you say African, I mean, of course,
black
Egyptians are
But
African.
do you make a distinction between sub-Saharan black people and North African people, for example? Like, do you see a
is
difference
like I
there?
told y'all before, is different types of black people.
Right.
But black meaning that my skin color, they're black.
Yes, but people who come from south of the Sahara Desert are genetically distinct compared to people who are from the north, and then especially compared to other continents as well. There is a difference, and Egypt isn't south of the Sahara, so
It's the same black people. It doesn't
No, it's
matter
not.
if it even yes, it is the same black people
But
because
it
if you
isn't. I mean, if you take a
it is
genetic,
how is it different? Show me proof
if you
because
okay, if you
we're
take a
gonna do
DNA
this.
test, if you take a
Yeah,
DNA test, you can come back as Egyptian or you can come back as Bantu.
and you still gonna be black.
Okay, but
so
they're
every
distinct genetic
do
groups.
you think everybody from Africa is the
You
same
do know that
race?
Africans are the most different genetic people in
Yes.
on the
Well,
Well, that's what
that
we're
that
saying.
serves our
That's
point.
what we're
that's what I'm
saying.
saying because we hold listen, so we hold all the genes. So just because somebody is
Oh my
different
god.
genetically doesn't mean that they are different a different
They're a
kind
different
of
genetic
race or
cluster.
anything.
Yes, it does.
You
It means they're a
understand?
different genetic cluster. Yes, of course it does.
Different genetic from other white people.
I know.
Right?
All right then. So but you're still white, right?
Yep.
Just like other white people are white, right?
Yes.
All right then. So that's what I'm
But
saying.
I'm saying
They
I
still
am
black. You
distinct
trying
from
to
an
make a difference
Italian,
like it's a
but
different black.
I am
But
distinct
Doc,
from an Italian in the same
but
way that you are distinct from an Ethiopian.
we genetically cluster together closely as European populations compared to people who come from North Africa versus Sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africans are the most genetically distinct on average.
That's fine, but understand that they're still black. And back in those days, everybody was brown like me or darker.
Well, which
Okay.
time period are we
Wait,
talking about?
but okay, let's just grant that so we can move on. Okay, so they're all black, and then what?
So listen. So like I said, Dexter Caffrey. You look up Dexter Caffrey. He's a direct descendant of
Can you spell that?
you look up
Dexter? Dexter what?
Dexter Caffey.
Caffey.
Caff Caffey. Caffey.
Okay.
I think that's how you spell it. But yeah, Dexter Caffrey. He don't look just like me, but he's black just like me. So there's your answer on if Egyptians was black. He
So
did a
How is
so
Dexter
21. Hold on,
Caffey
let me finish
my?
one
so
thing.
one one person proves the whole thing. How does that work?
He did a DNA test with 23andMe, and they distinctly because like I told you earlier that they did DNA testing on the mummies, right?
Okay.
And he turned in his blood DNA or whatever, and he's
Yep.
a direct descendant of the Ramsey Pharaoh Ramsey,
So
and he's
what?
black as me living in Atlanta.
So does this
So
prove
that's
that
proof
blacks? Does
that
this prove
that
that
let me
blacks
stop.
build
Got to
the?
stop
Did they
interrupting me.
build
Got
the
to stop
pyramids?
interrupting me and let
That's
me
a
talk
question
and
though.
say what I have to say.
Did they build the
So that
pyramids?
proves that. Listen to what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
That proves that black people in Egypt was black, like me, before the Arabs invasion and the European invasion. So
So
can
do
we come
you?
to that conclusion?
What are you insinuating, that black people built the pyramids? Because a lot of the hieroglyphics
Oh,
were
we already know
they
that.
were
But
depicting
listen,
blacks
so
as
hold on,
slaves.
but we're not going there yet. Let's stay on topic right quick. We staying on topic real quick. So first
Right.
we're trying to establish that everybody in Egypt was black before the Europe
Robert, the last time I saw you, we were in Greenland together taking a look at some of the
before the European and Arab invasion in 1610 AD. Can we agree to that?
I think it's more complicated than that.
Can I ask you a question? I want to
It's
point
nothing
something out.
complicated. It's in the name. Who did you say? I didn't even want to go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna stay on topic. I'm gonna stay on topic.
point.
No,
I
no, no.
want to
We
talk
gonna
about
stay on
Dexter.
topic.
Well,
Can we
Dexter
agree
Caffey is
that
on the
everybody
topic.
that was black, everybody was black in Egypt before 600 AD? Can we
No, I'm
agree to
not
that?
going to agree. I don't know that. So
Well,
really
then
quick,
you need
let's
to
talk
look it
about.
we have
up.
some,
Like
Let's
I
talk
said, look
about
up Dexter
the internet.
Caffey because you cannot ignore the information.
But we
If
gotta
you want to
have a
ignore the
reset, though.
information and be ignorant, then that's your choice that you are an ignorant person. But you can't ignore the truth.
Okay,
I gave you
I
the proof of
understand.
Dexter Caffey.
Okay, but
We have
I'm
to have
trying to.
It's the
Can
quality,
I?
though.
Can I?
He has to jump out and jump back in. So, Dr.
Yeah.
16, the camera quality dropped out. Would you mind jumping off and jumping back in? It's getting kind of pixelated there. Do you mind real quick? We'll jump right back into it. It's just we need to reset it really quick.
Okay. So I want to talk about Dexter Caffey because
Okay.
I have his information pulled up here. Is he going to do the BPT on the way back in too? Like, how long is that going to take? They built the pyramids, but
That's good.
all right. Can I ask you about Dexter Caffey? Can I ask you about him? Okay. So he's a descendant. I just looked him up, by the way. I looked up the Reddit post discussing his 23andMe DNA results. So it shows that he has a male in his ancestral line that is a descendant of the Egyptians. Okay. But he's a black man.
That go directly.
So, all right.
Huh?
So, but he's a black man. So you're saying that's proof that Egyptians are
That
black.
goes
Okay.
directly back to Ramsey.
So you
Also,
hypothetically.
it's
Well, hold on. So
There's another one you can look up. Shamir too.
Okay.
There's another one
Really,
called
this
Shamir.
is an
DNA
important.
that
This is
proved
an
that he was,
this is an
African
important
too.
point that I'm trying to make. The average black in America, they have an average of 24% European admixture. So if you were to take a DNA test and let's say you have 24% European admixture, you would
It has
also.
nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
You're not
Stay
letting
on
me
topic
finish
here.
though. Yeah, you got to let me. This is actually directly on topic. You would have male descendants from the founding stock of America in your male paternal bloodline. So does that make you white? Because if that makes him Egyptian, that would make you white.
He's black, and that means that the
You're
Egyptian
black.
was black.
You actually don't understand my point.
How does that prove
No, I
anything?
understand your point. You're saying that my great-great-grandfather would be white. I understand what you're saying,
Well,
but
maybe.
it wasn't
No,
no mixed breed. So
it's a
what I'm telling
it's a
you,
hypothetical,
so
though.
listen to what I'm saying. What I'm
Yeah.
telling you is back then it was only one race of people in Egypt. Before the Arab invasion, is in the name Arab invasion. Everybody in Africa and in Egypt was
I know that you're
African
upset. Listen,
and black, right?
I could tell you your argument against us in a way that you would agree with. I don't think you understand our argument. It's very simple what I'm saying.
You just said black people are 24% white or some shit, which I don't believe, but I have to
It's
look
a
that up.
fact.
So
Google
that would
it.
mean
Yeah.
that would mean that my great grandfather was white or something. So I would have white in me and all that shit. That's what you're trying to say.
Depending on how much Egyptian ancestry, what's his name? Dexter Caffey has.
Yeah.
You may be more white than he is
Look up.
Egyptian.
Hold on. Look up Ramsey and then look up him. They look the exact same. Look up the Pharaoh. Look
Okay,
up no.
okay.
Look
What
up
you
Pharaoh
looking back
Ramsey.
for? Yeah, look up Pharaoh Ramsey.
I feel like
It's
I
pretty
look.
much on
Let
there.
me jump in here really quick.
No. Stop
But
jumping
hold on.
in
You've been talking
and
more
let me
though.
finish what I'm saying.
I want to
The
respond to
photo
you
of
though.
Ramsey, the King Ramsey,
Right.
and the photo of Dexter Caffrey, they look fucking identical. They look like identical twins. So don't come with
Okay.
all that BS about he could have fucked a white person or
What's
he
the
could have
overall
one of
point,
his
though?
great grandfathers fucked the Egyptian and that's why he have the Egyptian blood. That's bullshit. And you
Right,
keep
right.
coming up with bullshit trying to deflect from the truth that Africans and
Right.
Egypt was black before the invasion of Arabs. Stop
So the
deflecting,
overall.
bro.
Actually,
Stop
I'm
coming up with shit to
convinced.
try to
I'm
prove
convinced.
yourself right.
You're right. I'm with Dr. 16 on this one.
Well, let me see if I'm convinced. So the overall point is because this singular individual has some DNA trace going back to Ramsey that proves that all black people are from Egypt, or that black people were Egyptian,
Or that they're the same.
Is that the argument here?
That's proof that Egyptians are black and they've been black.
Oh, wow!
You look
I
up
never
and like
considered
I
that.
told you, you can look up Shamir. You can look up the mummy Shamir. They did, and that's a direct. That's that's not no living person. That's a direct mummy from back in those days, and they did a testing on his DNA, and his DNA came out to be pure African.
I have a question.
It's plenty DNA
I have a question.
testing of all the mummies before 600 AD that they did on them, and they all was African.
Does the
Y'all just
percentage
choose
matter?
to be ignorant to prove y'all choose to be ignorant so y'all can get on here and say white people did this and white people did that.
Well,
when
I'm
you
willing.
didn't.
I'm asking
The
a
proof is
question. I'm
already
willing to
on there.
learn.
And
I'm
you know
willing.
white
I'm
people
willing to
didn't build
learn.
no goddamn pyramids.
Okay, so can I engage? So does the percentage matter? Like, let's say I'm 99% Northwestern European, but I'm 1% Egyptian. Does that make me Egyptian?
That has nothing to do with the mummies way back then.
I know it
I'm not
doesn't.
talking
I'm
about.
asking
So
you a
listen.
question.
Listen. I'm not talking about
So you don't want
whether
to engage.
I am. I'm trying to answer your question. I'm not talking
Okay.
about whether Dexter Caffrey. What I'm saying that it's a direct link between black people and Egyptians. It's been proven through DNA testing on the mummies that are in Egypt. Point blank period, and that's it. You could do your
Yeah,
own
okay.
research
But
and
that
do your. You
changes
keep
nothing
talking
about
about.
what we believe. So, like, if I were to
So
accept
I'm
all of
about to
that as
get there.
true,
But what I'm trying to do is establish the knowledge that can we establish that all black people, I mean all the people in Africa and Egypt
everybody is
before.
black on Earth. That's what everyone on Earth is black. Yes,
Well,
you're
that
right.
too, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
We're
about can we
black.
establish that
You know what?
everybody.
I'm black.
Stop interrupting me, bro.
Oh, I'm
Can
sorry.
you let me talk?
My bad. I thought I'm black now.
Can we establish that everybody in Africa before the Arab invasion was black? That's all I'm trying to say.
Sure. Then what?
Well, I
like,
wanna
what's the
make
next
sure-
step?
I want to
All
make sure
right,
I
so look,
understand you, though.
look. We established that, right? We
Sure.
established
Well,
that. I
Sure.
showed you my proof.
I want to make sure I
that
understand.
it was a direct. I showed you
Right.
my proof that it was a direct DNA genetic connection between black people
I
and
believe you.
Egyptian pharaohs, right?
Sure.
So
yeah.
let me make sure I
All
understand.
right, cool.
Though.
So no.
Hold
All
on.
right.
Can I
So
try
let
to?
me, like I said,
I
I'm just
want to
going
make sure
through
I
what I'm
understand
talking
you.
about. I'm going through what I'm talking
We
about,
gotta go
right?
back and
I'm just
forth
going
here,
through what I
though.
talked about earlier.
You're
So
steamrolling, though.
we
We have
just
to go back and forth, Dr. 16. I want to make sure I understand what you're saying.
hold on, we could go
I
back
believe
and
you.
forth after
I believe you. Let me ask you one question, though. Let me ask you one question and make sure I understand.
I'm trying to get through this for a reason. Just like you trying to
I agree with you.
do a train of logic with
But
me.
we
on
already
the
agreed.
I agree with you, but I want to make sure because you're very knowledgeable. I want to make sure I understand you. Let me ask you one question. Can I ask you one question?
No. You
I
can
can't
ask me
ask
this
you one
question after I
question.
get through what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying real quick.
Okay, just let him
Okay,
finish.
go ahead.
So look, I'm trying to lead y'all down a train of logic, just like you was trying to lead me down a train of logic in the last video. This is what I'm telling you.
Okay.
So we established that all the black people in Egypt and Africa was black before the Arab invasion in 1610, right?
Yes.
We can say that was correct. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Am I black?
You're a mutated black.
Oh, okay. I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
What about me?
Everybody on this earth is mutated from a black person. That was all you got to do is look up.
So I can say nigga.
So hold on, you don't even have to say European. You could just type in Google when did Homo sapiens started turning lighter
But if I'm a
skin?
mutated black person, why can't I say nigga?
7 to 10,000 years ago. You can say what you want, but if you get punched in your fucking face for saying it, don't be mad because you're saying this shit over the phone. You disrespect me
So you
saying it
don't
over the
believe
phone,
in
but if you
free
would say it in my
speech?
face, it'd be a whole different story. You want to disrespect people and then want
So,
somebody to be nice
so
to
in
you.
other words, I can
So
say whatever
anyway,
I want, but if
yeah,
I
you can say
say
whatever you
something, but
want,
if I
but
say something that you don't,
you can't react. You can't dictate somebody else's reaction. So
yeah, right,
anyway,
right.
beyond
So
that,
in other words,
beyond that. So now
I
beyond
can
that.
say, hold on, don't make me mute you. Let me say my point. So in other words, let me make sure I understand you.
What
I
I
can
say with
say,
my
right.
authority.
So in
But
other
whatever you
words,
want, I already
we're
told you
not
that's
we're
what
not
I'm
gonna
going
do
with.
this. We're
Yeah, we
not
have to
gonna
go
do
back and
this.
forth, Dr. 16.
In other words, just to clarify, I can say what I want, but if you want to get emotional about something that I say out of my vocal box, you can violate my personal space and commit a crime against me, and that would be justified. That's basically what
We
you're.
can talk
That's
about all
basically
of
what
that
you're
shit
saying.
after I get through talking about what I'm talking
All
about,
right,
bro.
we didn't go through the train of
Like I
logic.
said, we need to stay on topic here. We need to stay
Okay,
on
that's
topic.
a
We talk
good.
about
That's
all
a good
that
point.
afterwards.
What is
Let
the
me stop
topic?
interrupting me so I could get through what I need to get through.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. So, like I said, we established that black people was everybody in
Mutants.
Africa and Egypt was black before
Oh,
1610 for the Arab invasion. All right.
and I'm black.
So now we done established that. So now we want to get to the first white people first civilization was in Greek, right?
The first
Greece,
one that
Greece, right?
the
The
first
Greece?
one that pushed
We
like
could agree to
mass
that.
innovation was in Greece. Yes.
That was the time. That was when y'all first started getting y'all education and all this stuff, right?
I mean, there's more. There's more to it. There's much more to it than that. But I mean, but look.
Yes, Greece is the first white
What if
people.
I had 1% more DNA?
All right.
Would that mean that
So
my
now,
ancestors come
so
from the
we
Moors,
say.
according to your
So now,
logic?
can you look up that Plato?
Can you
Look
respond to
up
that?
Plato traveled to
Is he
Egypt
black
in
too?
400.
Wait, is Plato
Yeah,
black?
like 399 BC.
Is Plato
Can
black?
we agree that Plato
You're asking us to
traveled to
agree on
Egypt?
things. I don't. It doesn't
It's
matter.
not a
Go ahead.
conversation. I mean, are you going to talk the whole time?
I'm trying to prove something, but y'all keep interrupting me, so I can't talk.
You're not able
So,
to.
like I'm
Proving would
saying,
mean
so
you
listen,
convince us of something. You're not
I'm
convincing
not
us
trying
if
to
you're just
convince you. These
yelling.
are facts. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm saying something that's wrong, look it up and prove me wrong.
What is the overall
All I hear
point,
is a
though?
bunch of opinion. That's all I hear is a bunch of
Right.
yapping and a bunch of opinion. No
Okay.
facts.
Plato
No facts
Jones.
here.
What is
There's
the
no facts.
overall? What is the overall point,
No
though, Dr.
facts.
16? What is the
Huh?
overall point? What is the overall point you're making here?
All right. So the overall point is that I'm making is that
Plato's
y'all
black.
got y'all
Duh.
first civilization in Greece, like around for Plato. If you look up Plato, one of y'all scholars back then went to Africa and learned science and math, all that around 399 BC. Look that up since you laughing and you think it's fake, right? Look it up.
Okay, go
It's
ahead to
funny,
the next
right?
part. Go ahead to the next
It's
part.
funny. Look it up. Look it up. It's funny, right?
I believe you.
Is that
but
Yeah,
true or
let me-
not?
let me
I
ask
believe
you,
everything you're
we were
saying.
talking about this last night, but
So
if your
hold on.
thesis is that Europeans had to go to Africa to get knowledge, they would have had to have been innovative enough to even travel to a different continent in the first place. How do you
They
suspect
had boats
Europeans
back
were
then.
able
What
to
are you
do
talking
that?
about?
Yeah, so why do you think they had boats?
We agreed in the last episode that Homo erectus built boats first. So what are you talking
That's
about?
not the question I'm asking you, Dr. 16. You're saying the Europeans came to the continent of Africa to get knowledge. They had
Just
to
like we
they
came to
had to have
y'all.
been they
We
had to have
came to
been
America.
they had to have been knowledgeable to even get to Africa in the first place. How do you reconcile that?
What the hell you mean? It's called Silk Roads, all type of shit. What did you saying? You sound retarded.
This doesn't
Like, come on,
follow.
bro.
This
It's still
doesn't follow.
they was traveling from everybody was traveling from
What you
country to
mean,
country
bro?
back then.
Hey, yo, what you mean, cut?
You didn't know that? You
People
didn't
were
know
not
everybody was
traveling
traveling country to
easily.
country back then? You didn't know that?
How did they get across the
not from
Mediterranean?
continent to continent over oceans. That wasn't just a casual endeavor. That took technology to do that.
Wait, Homo erectus, is that the dudes that kiss other dudes? What is Homo erectus? Is that when dudes kiss dudes?
Dr. 16, if
Okay,
they had
okay,
if
so
they
look,
had
so
to
look,
get
look,
to
all right, so
Africa,
yeah,
they
here
would
it
have
go
had
right
to
here.
have the technology to travel there in the first place.
Duh, Africans had that same technology to
So
go to Egypt,
how
to
do you figure
Greece,
they did that?
I just told you. People been having boats since Homo erectus 100,000 years ago.
But why?
You're not special.
Why were the Europeans able to do that and at such a large scale earlier than everybody else? Why?
Didn't do nothing earlier than nobody. I just told you,
That's not
Homo
what I'm.
erectus
That's not
has
what I'm
books
saying.
100,000 years ago.
I'm
What
saying
the
the
hell is you talking
scale. We
about?
circumnavigated.
Everybody
We
is group. You know
circumnavigated
that
the
gold from
planets.
West Africa. Listen, do you
Yes.
know that gold from West Africa was already in the Americas before y'all got here?
I don't think you
And the
understand the
Indians
question I'm
said
asking
that
you, sir.
Africans, hold on, the Indians told Christopher Columbus that yeah, Africans traded gold with us from West Africa. They was that's
Okay.
why they said we was already over here. So what are you talking about? Everybody traveled.
Yes, people travel throughout
Cool.
history.
We know
We're talking
that. So,
about
all right,
scale,
cool. We
though.
already know
No,
everybody
that's not.
travel.
That's not the
So let
question
me
I'm
finish
asking
with what
you.
I'm
Why did we
saying.
do this
How
I'm
again?
not.
how
I
are the
told you we can
Europeans
answer
able to
all your questions after I
circumnavigate
get
before
through what I'm
everybody
saying.
else?
We can get through your questions. We can get to your question after I finish what I'm saying. Let me talk real quick.
Is it much longer?
Is it like a diatribe?
Is it
or
like a
what is
lot
the-
longer, or like just a
Yeah.
little bit?
All right. So it shows. It's when you look it up. All right. So
Right.
now what I'm saying about MIT. These are not my words. These are MIT words. It says yes.
Okay.
Many classical Greek thinkers, including Plato, Thales, etc., traveled to ancient Egypt, Kemet,
Mhm.
study under African priests and scholars.
Cool.
And
Look it
what?
up, buddy. Look it
I
up.
believe you.
So, and then
what?
it says hold on. They said that they was influenced so much by African scholars that they changed their alphabet. So
Yeah,
listen
okay.
here. So can we say that it's cool to say that Africans helped start your civilization?
They had to
Can we
have
say
had a
that?
civilization to even get there in the first place. That's the whole point I'm
That's
making,
what I
Dr.
said.
16.
That's why I said Greece was your first civilization, correct?
I mean, it's debatable. There were warring
It's not
Yeah,
the
tribes.
but
first civilization.
there were
for the
It's the
most
first
part,
empire.
it was Greece. For the
It's
most
the
part, it was
first
Greece.
empire. It's not the first
Yeah,
civilization.
yeah.
No.
Exactly.
You're not really engaging with the
So
fundamental
like
point
I said,
here.
can you
How
answer my
are
question?
they able to do
Can we
that?
agree that Africans helped Greece build their first civilization and influenced them to the point that they changed their alphabets, right?
Greece would have existed without the interference of Africans, I would say.
But like, what's the next step of the thing?
Because the MIT just said that they traveled to Africa and learned science, math, and influenced them to so much that they changed their
Right.
alphabet.
Were they Greece
So
before?
they
Were they
influenced
Greece
them
before?
to a certain extent. They influenced them to a certain extent that
Sure.
they changed their
when was
alphabet.
the
So can we
pyramid?
say that Africa helped Greece start their civilization?
You could
Yeah,
say-
but
you
when
could-
was the
no,
All right,
pyramid?
cool,
Not start. Not
So
start.
when I said
Influence.
that black people started y'all from the beginning to the end, that was a check.
Well,
We
they
could
built the
check that out.
pyramids.
This
We can check that
is
out.
not
Africans
this is
influence.
nonsensical. This is
Yeah,
nonsensical.
it's nonsense. It's right there. Look it up.
You're
What are you talking
misunderstanding what
about?
I'm saying. Greece existed
We're not
before-
talking about what you're
yeah.
saying. We're talking about what I'm talking
This
about.
isn't. I've already
We're trying
checked
to-
out.
like
This
I
isn't
said,
a
you both
conversation.
Let's
You
try
both
let's try
agree
let's
that
try a
Wait,
different
let's not
topic.
talk
that
and see how
Africans
long you
influenced
go.
Greece, right?
Let's
And
try a
helped
different
Greece start their
topic.
civilization.
Can we talk about something that we disagree on? Because it sounds.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Let's try a different topic.
I'm
Cool.
sold.
Alright,
As a matter of fact,
cool.
I'm black.
Cool.
So-
We agree that
I'm just
we
proud of
agree
my
that
ancestry.
Africa
I'm
helped
proud of my
start,
ancestry.
Cool. We agree that Africa helped start Greece civilization and influenced them.
I don't agree with the way you're
The
characterizing
next
it.
thing I'm gonna talk
but-
about is the next thing I said was who built I'm gonna ask you which one is the one in the black shirt, Fro or Jax? Well, we kind of
both.
already
I'm Fro. He's Jax.
Yes. Hello.
So Jax, who built the pyramids? You said
Well, arguably the Coptic people.
Coptic people. You said Coptic Arabs, right?
It's like a Middle Eastern looking
So
people.
we agreed that the Arabs invaded around 600 AD, right?
Sure.
All right. Can you look up when the first pyramid was built?
No.
I bet you don't want to, but the first pyramid was
Tell
built
me. Educate
Yeah,
me.
when was it?
630
Just
BC.
tell us.
Yeah, the first pyramid was built 2,630 BC. That's a whole 3,000 fucking years before y'all came.
3,200.
I never said white people built the pyramids.
Yeah, but it was black people who did it. So I guess instead of putting
Let's say that's true. Right.
pyramids.
Robert, the last time I saw you, we were in Greenland together taking a look at some of the preparation.
We're going in circles
Put
here.
on your shirt. They really did build the pyramid.
Let's say that's true.
Anyway,
But then what? What is the point from
so
there?
like I said, so we agree that black people build the pyramids because the first pyramid was built 2,630 BC.
What is the
I thought it was
overall-
I thought it was the Chinese though that built
What?
the pyramids. That's what I thought.
There's
Wasn't it
just-
the
there's
Chinese?
just nowhere to go from
Wait,
here.
were the Chinese black too?
You're wrong here.
Were the
Be funny
Chinese
and
black?
all you want. Make all the dumb, silly jokes. You just showing that you're ignorant.
I'm not making
and you
any
can't accept the
jokes.
truth.
I was
That's all y'all
serious.
showing.
I'm not
That's all
making
y'all
any
showing
jokes,
that y'all
Dr.
ignorant
16.
and can't accept the truth. That's
Oh,
it.
that's not
That's all
nice.
you're doing.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's
but-
it. You can't
okay.
accept
E.
the
Davis,
truth, and
thank you
that's
for the
your
$10.
problem.
Appreciate
that's
you,
y'all
dog.
people's problem.
So
All right,
black
so
people
we
build the
agreed
pyramids,
that
but
the
what's the
first
overall
pyramid was
point?
built 2,630 BC, which is a whole 3,000 years before any white or Arab ever
Rick, thank you
touched
for the other
Egypt.
50. Appreciate you, brother.
What is
All
what is
right.
the overall point here that you're making?
I'm about to get to it. Hold on 1 second. I'm about to get to it.
I've burned
So
like
we
at least 6 calories.
we agree that I was right with that black people built the pyramids.
Yes.
We agree that I was right that black people helped. I said start, but we could be cool with the word influence. Black people influenced white people first civilization, helped y'all out, learning science, math, alphabetics and all that stuff.
I don't agree.
Alphabetics.
All right,
I
and
don't
then
agree with
the
that.
next question, what you
I
said?
don't agree with any of that.
I agree because I'm
All right,
black.
so look it up. So what's your proof that it didn't happen?
By observing the way that black people behave around the world.
That ain't got nothing to do with something 3,000 years ago, dummy. You sound
It
retarded.
does.
Where's your
It
proof
does.
that stuff didn't happen? Because I showed you mine.
You're being
Now
you're
you're
being
just talking and
I can
saying your
answer.
opinion.
Do you want me to
We're
answer
grown
the
men.
question?
We don't talk. We're not female.
Right.
We're not gonna go off opinions. We're gonna go off facts. You
Well,
hear me?
if you're talking about female nature, you're getting very emotional, sir. Let's
Have
try
you
to calm
have
down
you
for a
slept
second.
since the second video? Have you slept at all
But
since
let
then?
me hold on. Let me answer the question though.
Because y'all wrong.
Yeah, I
Been
sleep
proving
every
y'all wrong
night.
this whole time, and y'all ain't proved me wrong
Dr.
yet.
16, let me ask you a
showed y'all
sincere
facts.
question. I hear you. So here's the question. If black people were kings and whatnot, I'm trying to I'm trying to respond to you though.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to how black people act now.
If that's
Right,
true,
so-
how come they are immiserated everywhere you find them on the
Let me
planet?
finish what I'm saying.
But you
Let
asked
finish
me a
what I'm saying.
question. I can't even respond to the question though. You asked me a question. What is the proof?
Yeah, what's the proof?
If it is the case that black people were kings and whatnot, how come they are currently immiserated
That has
everywhere
nothing
you
to
find
do
them
with
on the
back then. I
globe?
already answered that question.
You haven't
What
even
people do
you didn't even
today
let me
has
finish
nothing
the
to do with
question.
what people did 3,000 years ago. You sound ridiculous.
I haven't even finished the
Like,
question.
stop coming up with stuff, and that's an opinion.
Wait, when
Like,
did the
come on, bro,
Asians?
you can't
Finishing the
put two
question.
and two together.
Here's
All
a
right, so
zinger.
anyway,
Here's
I
a
answered that
zinger.
question.
Oh my
When did
goodness.
the
I
Asians
answered
come
that
into the
question.
picture?
I answered that question, so let me finish with what I'm
You
saying.
didn't answer the Asian question. When did they come into the equation? What are they? They're over there with their eyes. How did that happen? Is that a mutation? Were they black before, though? Actually, seriously.
Everybody was black. Like I said, look up when
And then what
Homo
happened
sapiens
to their
skin
eyes?
colors. Look up sign people, retard.
Oh,
I told you that in the
whoa.
last
Oh,
last
no.
video. You know what a
Interesting.
sign
Oh,
person is?
I feel like I can smell your breath, and I know that I can't, but I just feel like I can. I feel your hot breath just like poofing on my.
You need to make all them jokes because you're looking stupid right now. No facts, just opinions and
That's not
and jokes.
nice. That
That's
is,
all you
hey,
got.
that's not nice.
Opinions and jokes.
Let's be
Opinions
respectful,
and jokes.
okay?
That's all you got.
You got to
Opinions and
behave in
jokes.
front of the
No
audience.
proof, no
Okay.
facts.
All right.
No proof and no facts.
Wait,
anyway,
can we talk about the
so like
Asians
I said,
seriously?
So like I said, we agreed that. Let me finish what I'm saying because I'm gonna get through it all.
All right,
We agreed that black people influenced
Asians.
Greeks and
Yes.
started their civilization. We agree that black people built the first pyramids in 2,630 BC. Now the next one is
black
are
people
more
did
black.
not build ancient Greece. I'm sorry,
Huh?
that's just black people did not build ancient Greece.
Proof that we did, and I showed you my proof that it was. You can say all
I
this
can
and you
answer
can say
the,
it, but you
I
have
can
no
answer
proof.
the question if you stop, if you just
Your
calm down for a
factual proof
moment.
that back then
Why
that-
are you so
that black
emotional?
people didn't build the pyramids. Where's your proof that back then?
The
Don't talk
proof-
about nothing that's happening right now. Where's your proof that
The proof
back
is
then
in the pudding.
black people did not build
Doc.
the pyramids? I don't want to hear your opinion about how black people act now. That sounds
Right.
goofy as hell.
I gotta turn
Where's
you.
your
I gotta turn you
facts
down
that
a
black
little bit.
people
You're just like
did not
right,
build the
it's
pyramids
sharp in
back
my
then?
ear. I gotta turn
I'm
it down.
listening.
Whew.
I'm listening.
Goodness.
I don't hear nothing but opinion.
It's
no
not an
facts.
opinion. Well, if I can answer, you can calm
But where
down
the
for just a
facts at?
moment.
Where the
It's not.
facts
It's
at?
not an opinion. It's a matter of simple pattern recognition. If black
Facts.
people,
I don't care about pattern
Right.
recognition. Where is the facts
pattern
that black
recognition
people
is a
did not
fact.
build the pyramids 3,000
On the
years
thumbnail,
ago.
can we
Where's
just
the
make, give him
fact?
like bad breath?
You
Just
have
like
none.
a cloud of green.
Can you calm down for a moment?
You have none. Exactly. So
If black
next
people
topic.
built the pyramids,
Next topic.
how
Next
come they are not
topic. You have no
capable?
facts.
I'm trying to
asking
respond
This
to
again,
isn't
you.
where's your
even good
facts?
content if we can't have a
You're just yelling.
conversation,
You're just
dude.
yelling the whole time, sir.
I'm telling you, where's your facts at? You're a grown
I'm
man.
answering right
You don't
now. Can you
go
listen?
off fucking feelings and what somebody else doing today. Where's your facts that back then black people didn't build the pyramids?
What is happening now is indicative of what has been for a very long time. It's a simple matter of pattern recognition. You wouldn't concede that?
You don't have no facts. Alright, so now we're gonna see that
I
now
can't.
I'm
asking,
We
was
have
the
to
Moors
listen.
black?
If we
Opinions.
can't have a
Moors
back and
black.
forth, we have to kick you. I mean, it's just not even a conversation. It's a waste of time for both of us. Like, why would we do this? It doesn't make sense. So we can
Okay,
have
so
a back
was-
and forth. I'm
was-
happy to
was the
continue
Moor black?
speaking.
Was the Moors black?
You're not.
Can
Can
you
you
answer that?
acknowledge what I just said? I'm gonna need you to acknowledge what I just said.
What did you say?
I said if you would just relax for 10 seconds. Us not being able to have a conversation, it's not only is it not productive, it's not even good content. I don't want to subject 180 people to just people yelling.
It's very good content because y'all not giving me no facts. That's why it's not good
This
content.
isn't good content. We can do a back and forth, and I'm happy to continue the discussion, but I'm not going to just be yelled at. It's exhausting.
So you asked a question. Let us respond now.
Yeah,
You asked,
can he
you
respond
asked-
to your question that
you
you asked him
asked-
10 minutes
Go
ago?
ahead and respond. I already
I
answered
do
it.
not
Go ahead and
believe. I
respond.
do not believe that the Moors were exclusively a sub-Saharan African population.
Look up more statues.
Why?
Every last one of them are black.
So what?
Oh, you don't want to look that up, do you? You don't want to look that up either, do you?
But what does that mean though? What does that
That
mean?
the Moors was black. I just told you. Look up the Moor statue
That
in
doesn't-
Italy. Every
sir, that
last
doesn't-
statue. Hold on. Every
Good
last
sir.
statue of the Moors was black.
That doesn't prove that Moors are black people. They were a mixture of different
How
people.
the fuck that don't? So that means the statue of Galileo, the
look it up? I
statue
don't know.
of white Confederate
I'll give you
soldiers.
an example.
That doesn't mean that all. That doesn't mean so the statue of all the Greek people in the
hieroglyphs.
Greek. That means that doesn't
Right.
prove that all the people in Greek were white,
for
right?
example, there are
According to your
hieroglyphs.
logic.
For example,
According to
there
your
are
logic.
I'm trying to respond. For example, there are hieroglyphs of black sub-Saharan people in ancient Egypt, but many of them were depictions of slaves. So just because there are
There
artistic,
weren't no slaves.
So I just looked it up. Would you like
They
to
was
hear the
paid
answer?
to build pyramids. Do
I
your
just-
research.
I just-
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
sorry
looked it
for
up.
yelling, but y'all are ignorant. There
Yeah,
was no
but
slaves
you're
did
not
not
sorry
build
for that.
the pyramids.
I just looked it up.
You didn't know that.
Do you want me
Did
to
know
mute
that
you?
slaves didn't build the
Okay,
pyramid?
I'm gonna mute you really quick. Okay, so I just muted him. So I just looked up, are the Moors black people? Okay, so this is what Grok said. So this is from a series of information here. No, the Moors were not black people. The term Moor originally referred to the inhabitants of ancient Mauritania, roughly modern Morocco, which is North Africa, which they're distinct. They're a combination of Arabs, Iberian Muslims, so Iberians would be like Portuguese and like Spanish and I guess Southern Italians.
That's what I just
and then
said.
and
They're
then
a
the
mixture.
Berbers. So they weren't black people in the sub-Saharan sense. You're just calling everybody within the continent of Africa black. Not only is that not true, you're just using like a socially constructed term as a catch-all for anyone within a race of people, which they wouldn't be included in that. So no, they weren't black people. Okay, I'll unmute you now. I'll ask you to unmute if you want. I don't know what ask to
Gotta keep the
unmute
cursor on
means.
the margin.
Okay, I think you can unmute now if you'd like. Medieval Europeans often described the Moors as dark,
Hello, can you
relative
hear
to
me?
lighter.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Can
can
you
hear you now.
Oh, we muted on my end too. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's all right.
But anyway, hold on. Like I was saying, look up more. I heard what you saying with Gronk. Look up more statues and what you see.
Right, but statues don't matter.
Hold
We're
on,
talking
so
about
look,
anthropological
hold on.
evidence.
Okay, so look, hold on. Let me
just
say
went
this.
over
Let me
this.
say this. So let me say this.
I'll look up Moor statue. I'll look it up.
Thank you.
Okay?
Just look it up. That's all I'm saying. Look it up.
Moor's statue. That's what I'm looking up. Okay.
Statues. What you see?
It looks like a North African person.
They all black, right?
No, they're North African.
Can you show it on here? Cause all I saw
I
was
can't show it to
black
you. It's on my.
This wouldn't change anything though. This is a mute point. This doesn't.
It
mean
is a mute
anything.
point, but I'm humoring you just for the sake of the conversation. I'll try and see if I can show you here. Okay. So this is one example of what came up. That to me looks a lot like a North African.
No, that's not. That's one. Hold on, what's it? Look up. Show me another picture of the Moor statue. That's the
Okay.
only one that got a white person's face, and around him it was a whole bunch of black people.
He's not white. He's North African.
What do you mean around him? It's one statue with one other person behind him.
Three other people around the statue. I saw that picture. Everybody around him was black.
This
Is this what you're referring to? This African-looking lady?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them in Italy.
Okay, so basically these statues are supposed to counter the anthropological data that we have as some sort of
It's no
proof.
what anthropological data? That when the Arabs invaded North Africa, then they turned into Arabs and all that stuff. Like I said, before 610 AD, everybody in North Africa and the whole Africa period was black.
Okay.
Let's try.
We
let's
gotta
try-
move on
Let's
from
try
this.
this. Can we try a different topic? Let's try a
saying.
different topic.
Let's talk about something we agree on.
No. Listen to what
Can we
I'm
try
not
that?
done with this. 1 second. We showed that all the Moors you pulled up, you typed in Moor statue, you saw a bunch of black people. You showed me one white person that was surrounded by three other black people. I think that. So we can agree that the Moors was black.
No,
or you wanna
we can't because they weren't.
No, this doesn't make any sense.
They were. Then why all the statues is black?
Bro,
Wow, then who
we
was that
have
black
the
lady that
DNA.
you just showed me?
Look this up. Y haplogroup E-M81. Look that up. That's distinct from sub-Saharan Africans. They're a totally different haplogroup. What do you want me to like? What do statues prove? Moors were different.
Why?
Then
Who was that black lady you just showed me?
that was a statue.
Of a Moor?
Apparently, I typed in
Okay,
Moor
all right,
statue.
All right, cool. All right, so we agree. We can agree that
No, we
most of
don't
the Moors
agree.
that Moor.
Because
so
you
how
think
can
a
you can't agree with it
statue.
when you just showed me a black lady that was a Moor?
I'm looking at the DNA haplogroup right now.
Of
That's
the
actual
present,
science.
of the
It's not a
present,
statue.
Can you look up the DNA of the Moors after 600 AD? Of course,
Sure.
anything.
Is that what you want me to type?
Anything. I mean, before 600 AD.
Okay,
Anything after 600
were
AD.
the Moors black?
they are going to be
after-
Arab and all that stuff.
I'm trying to ask Rock your question. Am I asking it? Were the Moors black after 600 AD?
Before 600 AD. Before the Arab invasion.
What is the overall
original Moors
point
was
that you're
black.
making? What is the overall point that you're
No,
trying
the
to
Moors were not black, predominantly sub-Saharan African, before 600 AD. Before the rise of Islam, which began in 610 AD with Muhammad's revelations, and the Arab conquest of North Africa starting in the 7th century, the term Moor did not yet exist until its medieval sense. The word derives from the Latin mori, single moris, used by Romans for the Berber, which are the inhabitants of Mauritania that we just discussed.
But all of this,
meaning dark skin, right?
There's a problem with
Meaning
this.
dark skin, right?
They had dark
problem-
skin, but they weren't
Exactly.
black.
Exactly.
Okay, but I have to jump in here. The problem with
All
the
right, bro,
nature.
y'all bullshit. So anyway, so what I was going to say,
I gotta mute you again if you're just gonna steamroll again. I'm not gonna be steamrolled here. The overall point is that the nature of this conversation is not productive. It's not going anywhere. Oh, did you give up?
He threw his phone. Just finish your point.
The nature of this conversation is not productive if you're going to, respectfully, if you're going to have a temper tantrum the whole time. You're saying that we're saying just opinions, but what you're doing is going off of hearsay.
Can you hear me?
Black people,
How was he unmuted?
Blake people did not create ancient Greece.
Stop
Blake?
muting me, bro,
Blake?
because you got them. Hey, that's
Dr.
very
16.
unprofessional.
You're not being receptive.
You're not
Dr.
letting your
16.
people, you're not letting your interviewee talk. That's very unprofessional and disrespectful.
Well,
We're
you're
not-
interviewing
we're not
us
having
because
a
you
say.
asked us.
We're
to
not
interview
interviewing
us.
you. You're talking the whole time. We're supposed to have a conversation. It's not an interview.
And you
Okay?
asked to interview us in the DMs, by the way. You said, "Let me interview you a final time." So technically, you should be interviewing
I was
us.
explaining what I was explaining.
Well, let's try to move on
I
to a
was
new
saying
topic.
earlier.
Let's move on to a new topic because we're going in kind of circles.
So we're not going to
here.
move on to a new topic.
We gotta turn the
agreed
page,
that
dude.
you showed me a black lady that was a Moor, right?
Oh my god, dude, we got to turn the page
One
on this. Bro.
statue of one person doesn't prove anything.
you said that Moors mean that they have dark skin. All right, so
That's
I'm gonna
not
just
what
go
Moor
off that.
means.
I'm gonna just go off that and say that the Moors was black. I'm gonna go off that and say that the Moors
Okay.
was black.
I know
All right,
that's what
so
you're
now
gonna
we're
do.
going now we're saying
So
now we're gonna go to
it's your opinion. So you're doing what you're accusing us of doing. You're just
just
stating your opinion. In other words,
whatever you're trying to say. So like I
What's
said, I'm
that?
gonna go off the just like you said, that is your opinion. It's your opinion to
That's
say
not
It's
our
whatever
not
you
my
want to say.
opinion. Black people did not start ancient Greece, and the Moors were
Just
not
say
black
start.
people.
I said help and influence.
You did
All
say
right, can
start.
we got to
but
talk about
this is-
something
I
we-
said
else.
we have
This
help
to
is
and
move
getting
influence.
on.
You the one
ridiculous.
bringing up
We
all
have to
the
move
stuff here.
on. We have
You
to
the
move
one
on.
bringing up
Here.
all. What you talking about? Move on. You the one who said it. What you talking about? I'm trying to move on.
Why are you
Stop
here?
bringing up all the stuff
Why are you upset?
because I'm tired of ignorant white people being dumb.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
Well,
What does that mean, though?
yeah, but you
But
don't need to yell.
I showed you proof that
Can I
everybody
ask you
was
something
black.
serious? If we were in person right now, would you try to
White
physically
keep
harm
interrupting.
me?
You keep interrupting me, talking over me when I'm trying to answer your question and say what I have to
I
say.
love your necklace,
But you
by
want
the
to
way.
say that I'm rude.
Is it real?
When you're doing the same thing that I'm trying that I'm doing?
Is the necklace
steady
real?
interrupting me. You steady interrupting me talking when I'm talking. But you want to talk about I'm not being professional. You're not being professional talking over me. Now
It
let
just
me say
seems
what
like
I
you're
have
being
to
a
say.
little emotional, to be honest with you. Is the necklace real? I really like it.
Yeah, it's real. So
Nice.
anyway, so like I said, I'm gonna go off the black lady that you showed me that was a Moor, and I'm gonna go off of the Moor meaning dark skin that they was black.
I'm
All right,
frankly
so
bored
now
of
we're
this
gonna go. So
conversation.
now I'm trying to move on here. I'm trying to move on, get my points across.
But hold on,
Like
you're not in charge of the
I'm
show,
trying to
and
move
frankly,
on
this is getting
and talk to
boring.
what I'm trying to say. I can answer y'all.
Okay,
I told y'all when I first got on.
one more time, we're gonna
I
put
answer
you in
your questions
timeout.
after I get through
All right, so when we unmute you, we gotta change the
answering questions
topic.
when I'm done saying what I'm trying to say.
Excuse me, sir. Don't you unmute yourself
Excuse-
until I give you permission. Listen, when you unmute
Anyway,
yourself,
like I'm saying, bro.
when you unmute yourself, we got to talk about something new. Otherwise, I don't want to rudely kick you, dude. I really don't want to just kick you. I don't. I want to keep talking, but like
Yes,
we
you
got to
do,
move
because
on.
you have no facts, bro.
Okay,
You
I have no facts. Next
Well,
subject,
we
please.
can't tell.
I'm trying to go to the next
we
subject
can't
if you
tell
stop
you.
interrupting me.
We can't tell
If
you
you stop
facts if we don't
talking
have
and
an
interrupting me, I
opportunity
can go
to
to the
actually
next
respond
subject.
to you
Y'all
productively.
stopping me from going to the next subject. Let me go to the next subject. You keep interrupting me talking.
Okay,
bringing up
next-
old
next
stuff.
subject.
What's
And
the
wonder
next
why we're not
subject?
going nowhere. So let
Go
me
ahead.
talk.
Go ahead.
All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna go with Moors being meaning black, and the black lady that you showed me being the Moor. I'm gonna go
This
that.
sounds a lot like the
go
same
for that
topic.
Moors are black.
We're still on the
All right.
same topic.
So now we're gonna go to Europe.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell him that I muted him. But oh no, he noticed. Shit.
You goddamn muted me, dumbass, to come up on my fucking side, stupid.
Oh, damn! I didn't
So
know
anyway,
that.
so
This is
look.
getting
Let me go to the
silly.
next
This is getting
subject.
silly.
Let's go.
Let me
Let's
to
just
the
play
next
mute
subject.
tag.
This is
Let me
getting
go to the
silly.
next subject. Do y'all want to go to the next subject or not?
What's the next subject?
We've
Does it
been
have
saying-
anything to
Trying
do with
get there.
Moors?
Y'all
We've been
acting
waiting,
like little
dude.
kids. Y'all
Introducing Rumble Shorts. Watch quick videos for pure, unfiltered.
We've been
like little
saying we're
kids.
gonna move
All right.
on 10 minutes ago. Goodness gracious.
All right, unmute yourself.
Anyway, the next subject is Europeans during the Dark Age. So, like I said, I'm gonna go with the fact that Moors was
Did they
black.
call it Dark Age because they
No.
were black?
Nah, they call it Dark Age because y'all was fucking retarded. So, in the Dark Age, 90% of Europe was illiterate, meaning y'all couldn't read.
Kind of
Y'all
like
was
how
dumb.
Africa didn't have written languages for like thousands of years.
Black people are still
We had
illiterate
it-
in
we
the
had it
21st
back then.
century.
So listen, we had it when y'all was illiterate.
Blacks.
When y'all was illiterate, you mean how most
Yeah,
like
when y'all
inner
was
city
illiterate, we
children
had
are
colleges. So
illiterate?
let me get to what
I'm sorry for laughing, but blacks are illiterate in the 21st century. So what
you're
exactly?
fucking illiterate because you can't accept new information.
That's
Let's
not,
do
that's
it.
not-
I know what we
that's
should
not
do. I know what we should do.
That's
I know what we
not
should do.
illiterate.
No, I have an
Playing
idea.
around
I have an
because this
idea.
shit, I'm
This is
whooping y'all
important.
ass,
Dr.
bro.
16. Dr.
He's
16.
playing around. He's
Can
playing
we
around.
please?
He's running from this truth.
Why won't let me
That
do
truth
this?
hurt. And what I'm about to tell you next is gonna hurt you more.
Hold on. Can we do a
It hurt,
spelling
bro.
contest? Dude, if we could, can we do a spelling contest? I'm serious.
I'm not here for a spelling contest. I'm here to prove what I said was right.
Dude, it's so boring.
Can you spell
No, because
Egyptian?
you're on the
Yeah,
wrong
spell
end of it.
Egyptian right now. Spell it.
Because you're on the wrong
Spell
end of it.
Egyptian.
So anyway, like I'm
Spell
saying,
Egyptian.
Egyptian, like I said, Europeans were
How do you spell
90%
Egyptian?
illiterate before and was dying
Spell
from the Black Plague
Egyptian.
before the Moors
Spell
came, right?
Egyptian. Spell Egyptian.
Spell Egyptian.
Spell Egyptian.
Huh?
Oh,
Spell Egyptian.
spell mutant.
M-U-T-A-N-T. Spell Egyptian.
Cool. So like I said,
Spell Egyptian. You can't spell
Europeans, I'm
Egyptian.
gonna say, like I said, I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say. Europeans were 90% illiterate during the Black Age. Can we agree with that?
The Dark Age?
Dark Age, yeah. I'm
Well,
sorry.
we don't
Dark
know
Age.
because there's not much stuff from the Dark Age, which is why
Look
it's
it up
called the
then.
Dark
Look it up.
Age.
Look it up. Look it up.
Dude, we have
Type
to
it in.
we have to turn the page. Can we do the spelling bee? If not, we got to move on to the next person.
Yeah,
Will you
'cause
do a
all
spelling
that
bee?
shit. Yeah, the truth hurts, baby. You was
I
9%
know.
illiterate during the Black Age.
I'm emotionally damaged.
Black Moors came and saved you.
Yeah, the
Black
Black
Moors
Moors
taught
came and
y'all
saved me.
education. That was the second time we gave y'all education and civilization.
All right, how's everybody doing? Should we move on to the next? Like, I can't. I mean,
Yeah, that
can you
truth
spell
hurts. Go ahead,
Egyptian
move
though?
on. I
Seriously,
already
just for
taught
the
y'all.
record.
Oh,
Just
hold
for
on,
the
hold on.
record.
One more thing, buddy.
Okay. All right. One last thing. Go ahead.
Per capita? You like per capita percentages?
Can you spell per capita?
Can you spell percentages?
Yes. Can you spell per
Question for
capita?
you. Why are white men 71.3% of all bestiality cases?
Okay. So do you know what
Internationally?
per capita means?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
What
about
does per capita
I'm about to
mean?
give you some per capita. So look,
No.
why are white men 71.3% of all bestiality cases?
Well,
That's why dogs are your best friends?
if I were to accept that stat as true, that would be because 71%
This
of
information from DOG, Department of Justice.
okay,
Baby.
you got to let me finish. If I were to
Okay.
accept that as true, that would be because 71 or however many percent of bestiality cases are from white people.
Exactly.
Okay, what does
And,
per capita mean?
So here's my response to that. If you're not
so
gonna let me
can you tell
respond,
me?
I'm gonna mute you
Can
if you
you
let
tell
me
me why
respond.
white men are 7?
Okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
mute you.
no.
I need to respond
Not
to you. I need to
this.
respond to you. Let's
Can you tell me
say
why white
hold
men
on a
are
second.
71.2% of all child molesting cases? Child pornography?
Yeah.
Black people are
Child pornography, white
statistically
men.
Way overrepresented.
people are statistically
Look
twice
it
as
up.
likely to be a registered sex
71.2%
offender.
white men. And men create 90% of all
So
sexual
this is just
cases.
like an anger thing. You're just mad at
Blacks
white
are
people.
twice as likely to be registered sex offenders, including crimes against children, according to the Department of
Why
Justice.
are
That's
white men
incorrect.
71.2% of all child pornography
Dr. 16,
cases?
I think
Simple
that
question. Per capita.
I think that
Why
you
are
don't know what
white
that
men-
means. I
That's
think
not what per
I think
capita
you
is.
hate white people more
Why
than
are
I
white-
could ever hate anybody. Like I could never hate black people how you hate white people. It's very
Why
clear.
are white men
I wanna
71.2%
make
of child pornography cases? And why are white men 80%
calm
of
down.
family annihilation cases?
I'll respond.
80% of family annihilation cases.
I can
Sounds
respond to
very
all of
violent
this.
to me.
I can respond to all of this. I've actually
Sure
looked
you
at all the
can. Go
data
ahead.
by a
With some
margin
facts,
of
though. With
by
some
a
facts.
margin. Yep, according to the Department of Justice, by a sliver margin of 0.5, white people are more likely to have child abuse material, but by a margin of 2, blacks are twice as likely to be offenders and be
Bullshit,
registered
because
sex
we only make
offenders.
up 20%
You're
of
not
the
letting me. You're not
child
letting me
pornography
finish.
He
cases.
doesn't understand per
Where you get that
capita.
proof
You're not
from?
letting me
Where's it
finish.
from? You're just talking.
The
What
Department
site
of
you get it
Justice,
from?
I just told you, the Department of Justice, the same thing you're citing. You don't understand what I'm saying to you. Let me explain. By a margin of 0.5, white Americans, by the way, including Jews and some Hispanics, even then it's still only a margin of 0.5 times more likely to have child pornography. But by a margin of 2, blacks are twice as likely to be registered sex offenders, including crimes against
We're
children.
not talking about sex
So
offenders,
what's
we're talking about
worse?
child pornography.
What is
Stay on
worse?
topic, buddy.
What is worse?
Stay on topic,
Pornography or abusing children? Which one is
Child
worse?
pornography. Child pornography is way worse.
Than abusing children.
Pornography is worse than children?
And child abuse is the same thing. What are you talking about?
Which one is worse? It's a simple question.
They both are the same thing. Child pornography is
No.
not child abuse.
It is a form of child abuse, yes.
Oh, okay, retard.
But which
But-
one is
Come on.
worse?
Right, but possessing-
Do you
So
understand the
anyway,
question?
bro. Anyway, like I said, just
Bro, if you
you
can
don't
get
want
this
to
dude to
answer that
understand per
question.
capita,
Why are
I'll
white
sell him
men
my house and send you the
71.3%
proceeds.
This is just like
of all arrests?
It's
of-
not.
of
We
child
gotta
pornography?
end it.
how do
Dr.
you-
16.
How do you keep it muted? Like how do you keep it from? Okay.
You just have to
80%
keep
of family
trading.
annihilation cases. Why y'all like killing y'all family?
Blacks are three times
Why?
are 3 times as likely to kill their own children. Have you seen per capita, dude?
Yeah.
I've
I'm gonna
seen-
keep muting you.
I've
Listen.
seen all the data, Dr. 16.
Where's
According to the Department of Justice, blacks are more likely to transmit HIV and AIDS, 8 times as likely to have chlamydia, 6 times as likely to have syphilis and gonorrhea, 3 times as likely to murder their own children, 41 times more likely to kill a white person than the other way around. Black people are 13% of the
It doesn't say
population.
that.
We're just
It
playing mute tag.
This is
It
silly.
doesn't say that.
All right,
Yes,
we got
it's
it. We
the
got
same-
it, dude. The
it's the
people in the
same
chat
source.
have to be
This
exhausted, bro.
This is just getting ridiculous.
Dr.
Don't
60, Dr. 60, I'm gonna give you an opportunity
This-
to say your
Goodness-
final words,
goodness
even though
gracious.
you would never give me this opportunity. But I'm gonna give you the opportunity now, once you're unmuted, to say your final words before we end the conversation for the
Stop
evening.
being a
We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. We gotta.
Has it been that long? Oh my goodness.
It's been an hour. We waited for a little bit. So go ahead and say your final things. We gotta move on to the next
being
person.
a kid and muting me. Stop being a kid and mute me. So, like I was saying, only thing. Oh, and
No,
high
This
IQ.
is your opportunity to say your final things before we're done.
Yeah. You know, Yale did a study that showed that high IQ doesn't mean that you're smart. It just means that you think fast
Okay,
on your
so
feet.
you're not going to use this opportunity to say anything
Hold on,
productive.
let him go.
That's what. Hey, look it up. Yale did a study that having a high IQ doesn't mean that you're smart. Just mean that you think fast on your feet.
I would like to respond to
And we
that.
doesn't
proved
even-
that right
I would
here.
like
You
to
have no
respond.
fact.
Do you want a response to that or no? Do you want her to say things or do you want an actual productive conversation?
We know what he wants. We got it.
Hold on.
We have to.
I want
to
to make one attempt to see if we can actually interface with each other in a productive way. Give me a chance to respond to you here.
give us a chance,
Go ahead,
Doc.
I'm being
Okay,
quiet. I'm
I
being
wouldn't.
quiet.
I wouldn't say that this singular study fully explains IQ disparities or the way that people act
Wait a
on
minute.
average. You're citing one study, but let's say that this study fully encompasses all of human behavior. That's true. IQ doesn't account for all types of human characteristics. There's ingenuity, there's conscientiousness, there's extroversion, there's IQ, there's creativity. There's a lot of different characteristics that people can display. But on average, my argument is that European peoples display these kinds of characteristics more than others on average. If that weren't true, then the last 2,000 years of human progress would not make any sense. So you're saying that IQ isn't the end all be all, which by the way, I agree with. I don't think that IQ is the only important parameter. It's a multivariate analysis when you're looking at the way that people behave. But what exactly does that prove? That IQ isn't that important? I mean, what exactly are you saying with that?
Well, it's correlated to every.
Because did y'all
useful
say that
metric.
black people? Let me. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Your main view is that white people have high IQ, so y'all smarter than black people, right? And black people have low IQ, so that means that they're dumber, right?
That's one dimension, Dr. 16. It's a multivariate.
I'm just going on what you saying. I'm asking you really.
It's
Doc.
it's multivariate, as I just said. It's not just IQ. It's a lot of different things.
It's multivariate, Doc.
For example, if black people had higher impulse control and lower emotional volatility, perhaps they would have been able to actually build the pyramids.
I just proved to you that we did. 2,630 BC.
I'm so sorry. No.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you can't take genetic facts.
Well, I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question that if we come from black
Sorry
people,
about that.
if we
That
come
you
from
like to
black
say
people,
ignorant.
so if we
By the way,
come,
people
This
are
doesn't
laughing at
mean
y'all.
anything.
so if we come
all
from
laughing
black
at y'all.
people,
Oh,
does this
well-
mean that we can take credit for all the black people's achievements and all the white people?
One more
Because
per-
you can't take any credit for the Europeans, but we can take credit for both. Is
It's
that
actually,
kind
it's
of?
actually a
Capital
good
question.
point, actually.
Let me get
Well,
this
It's
one
actually
last
a good
question.
can you answer with? Can you answer that question?
One last per capita. Yeah, one last per capita question, then I'm done because this is the last one. Per capita, 29. So we can agree that men do 90%.
Well, we
of our
come from
body
black
parts.
people, so any criticism you give us
Hold on.
applies to
Let
you.
him go. Let him go. I want to hear the per capita.
Can you let me ask the fucking
I'm
question?
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Doc.
Go ahead.
My
90%
bad, dude.
of men.
It must be the
90%
black
of
in me.
men-
Go
Can
ahead.
you let me talk, bro? Damn.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go
Y'all
ahead.
so unprofessional.
Go ahead, Doctor.
90% of men create all violent crimes. Can we agree that?
What was it?
90% of men.
No,
Or-
90% of, I'm sorry about that. 90% of violent crimes are done by men.
That's
Can you
probably
look that
true.
up and confirm
That sounds pretty close.
Can you look
Yes.
that up and confirm that, right?
That's probably. I mean, I'll accept it.
I would believe that. Yes, men have a
Okay.
higher tendency for violence. Yes.
Cool. So can we agree that it's 29% of men in the United States, right?
It's 29% of men in the United States doing what?
White man. That's what I'm talking about. White men are 29% of
Yes,
the US
roughly,
population,
So
roughly.
right?
Yes.
it would depend upon how you define what a white person is, but that's a
If we're going off the
that's
57, then yes.
that's a fair estimation. Okay, and
Okay, cool.
well, that's
So
not very
anyway,
respectful.
so that would bring y'all around 55 to 54% of all the violent crimes in the United States, correct?
How would that bring us to that?
10% are done by men. So if you take out the whole 10% of 60%, you agree that 60% of violent crimes are done by
Where are you
white
getting
people, right?
10% of 60%? I don't understand those two numbers.
90%, God, and y'all, you got a high IQ, right?
The
I just
irony of
explained
this
to
is
you
it's unbelievably
90% of men,
palpable.
I'm making you look stupid. 90% of men do all the violent crimes, right?
90% of violent crimes are men.
It's the other way around.
Oh, so 10% of them are women, right?
Yes.
So let's take away. So we figured out that white people do 60% of crime, right? Of violent crimes, right?
No, that's incorrect. And we did not figure
So
that out.
so what's the percentage of white people doing in white crime?
You
White
tell
violent crime.
us. We're waiting
This
for
is
this
all-
vast
We agree that
mathematical
it was
equation to
50%.
resolve.
Let me respond to you. I hear you. Let's try to keep it calm here. We would be able to make. Hold on. I believe you. I believe you. Let me try to respond. I believe you. Let's be respectful here. We can make more progress here if we can clearly define the terms. But there's a misunderstanding here of how proportionality works. So we have to talk about per capita. Are you able to define what per capita means?
I know what per capita means. It means per city, like 1,000 people. They divide like 1,000 people per capita and average it out to the whole data of whatever the shit is. That's what that's why I think it means. That's what the most of the shit is.
You
per
can't
capita.
leave me alone like this. All right, Doc. It's been a good ride. It's been a fun ride. 3 times the charm, I think.
Per capita
3rd time's the
means,
charm, Doc.
Tell me what per capita means. Tell me what per capita means.
Jackson's having an actual existential meltdown right now. He literally can't handle it. He can't.
6% of violent
I got
violent
this.
crimes, right?
What?
So that brings down to 55 to 54% of violent crimes.
Where are you
as white
getting these
men,
numbers? I don't understand what you're talking about. You said 90% of violent crime is men. Okay, from there, what's the next part?
I just told you, white men and women do 60% of violent crimes, right?
No, I don't know. What is the relevance of the 90%?
Video. You just agreed to that in the last video.
Okay, 60%. Sure, that's fine. Okay, then what?
So that means 29% of white men are doing 55% of all the violent crimes in America. Per capita, who's doing more crime?
Black men, by far. This is not even debatable.
Black man is 30%. Black men is what's the
Black men are
26%.
6% at most.
Huh?
Black men are around 6% of the U.S. population.
6%.
They do about 55% of the violent crime.
That's a fucking lot. Black people only do 26% of violent crimes. Look it up.
They're 26% of violent crime, which is double. Dude, you don't understand per capita.
I understand. So that's 2 times more. That's 2 times more than white people. That's 2 times more than white people.
We're gonna have to.
6% plus
we're gonna
26%
have.
is 2 times
We're gonna
more.
have to end it here, dude. We're not getting anywhere. Listen, I'm wishing you the best. Any final? Would you like to say final things to the audience? I know that you wouldn't offer this. To me,
I'm gonna say something.
Yes.
Say the final thing. So you said that black men are 6%. We do 26% of violent crimes. White men are.
No, I said black people are around 6%. I didn't say the other figure.
Black men are 6%.
Right.
Roughly.
Black men are 6%.
Yes.
And we do 26% of the crime.
I didn't
White
say
men
the
are
second
29.
figure.
No,
Huh?
no, that's not true.
I said it's around 55%
percentage?
of violent crime.
We do what? I didn't
It's
hear you.
around 50 to 55%. I've seen different
That's not a
figures.
lot. That's a lot. The DOG says 28%.
DOJ.
What I looked up.
The DOJ.
DOJ.
It's 50.
Yeah,
DOG
DOJ
is how you spell
26%.
dog, which we're doing the spelling bee now, actually, it looks like.
So,
The DOJ said 26%. I mean 29%.
Robbery is around 50%, and then homicide is around 55.
Violent crimes. Black people do 29% of violent crimes in America.
29%. Dude.
Look
Okay.
it up. It's in the DOJ. I
Now
looked it up.
you're
You look
saying
it up.
black people versus black
Yeah.
men. We're
So
saying
you
the
take
6%, which is
10% from
black
29,
men.
that's 26, right?
What?
Take 10. You guys are retarded. Take 10% of 29. What's 10% of 29?
2.9?
2.9 take away 29%. I mean 2.9 take away 29 is what? Around 26, right?
Negative 27 or some shit? What are you talking about, dude?
26. 2.9 is basically 3. 3 take away 29 is 26.
3 take away 29?
Yes,
Negative
retard said
26?
2.9, right?
Bro, come
Now you're
on.
stupid. Now you're
It
retarded.
must be me. All right, final word.
It
Seriously, we
got
got to
me.
end this. Otherwise, if I don't kick you, it's going to end. You got to. I want to end cordially. I appreciate your time, Doc. And would you like to say anything final to the people?
What I was trying to say was that black people. So
Okay,
yeah,
it does
6%.
have to just end abruptly.